Welcome back, everyone. Derch here, and I wanted to do kind of a first early impressions of Borderlands 4 for you guys. And tried to do this the other day, but it was just too soon to do it. I've got some more playtime in, and I think it's time to talk about it. So I went ahead and just kind of broke it down for me into some categories. I just wanted to talk about each one of those categories. And the first one, which is fitting for what I'm doing now, is the world. Man, I am obsessed with the map and the world building in this game. It seems like every time I turn around, there's something new to do, something new to explore. I don't want to hit these points right now because this is my co-op character. Rifts pop up, events pop up, question marks pop up. There's just so much to do in this world. I've barely even scratched the surface of it, too. If I go to my map here, if I actually navigate the UI right, you can see here, I've barely touched the world. I'm at level 20. It goes up to level 50. There's a lot for me to do in here. This is all very green. Even the area I'm in, I have a bunch of unexplored area. And you can just get lost in the exploration of this. It's just, like you said, everywhere I go, things just happen to pop up, and can actually be a little distracting to the story. It can be hard to follow because it's just so easy. It's like, oh, I pick up the story, and then you just find a bunch of stuff to do. And that's, just a big part of it. Here I'm just driving around, and before I know it, I'm in combat, and it's just, there's always stuff to do, always stuff to explore. Let's see, where is this guy? Yeah. So yeah, this game, the world is actually great. It's full. It's Borderlands. It's just fantastic, and I down myself glide slamming. Glide slamming is one of my new favorite things, but I'll talk about that later. So anyways, I'm so happy with the world in this. Like I said, it's just like never ending, and just always stuff to find, always stuff to do, always stuff to explore. And that's what we want in the world. Because the previous games, the maps were just really linear. There wasn't a lot of exploration to do unless you're just looking for like skips and shortcuts and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty straightforward. So with that, talking about the story, I'm not into the story yet. I watched Killer 6 review, and he said it's his favorite story he's seen yet. And I'm hoping I get there with it. Just right now, I'm starting to get into the story a little bit, but like the first 10 to 15 levels, I just kept getting so distracted just doing all these side quests, finding vaults, finding, all these question marks would pop up on the map. And I've kind of since then decided to be a lot more focused and try to be more focused in the game and just go through and play the story. And I'm still not doing a good job at that. But yeah, it's not there for me yet, but I'm hoping it does. The NPCs are kind of part of that. I'm not getting attached to the NPCs or the villains yet. I just don't really care about them. And in all the other Borderlands games, they just kind of pulled you in right away. Borderlands 1, you go in there and before you know it, it's like, TK Baja was, they keep bringing him back. Everyone loved TK Baja. He's just this incredible character they made out of seemingly nowhere just for a few early missions and side quests, and then he dies, spoiler alert. And everyone was just absolutely in love with him. So, you know, that's Borderlands 2 had that too. You start off and immediately like you run the Hammerlock, and then you hear Handsome Jack on the Echo, and he's fantastic. And there's just so much of that. And Borderlands 4, I'm not feeling that with the NPCs and stuff yet. I'm just not attached to them. And maybe it's just me getting older. Maybe... Ooh, purple. That was a weird way of saying it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a bit mixed on that stuff so far. It's not one of my favorite parts of the game, but that's okay because there's so much of this game I do love. And with that, the other side of the story, part of this great. The music has been fantastic. Ooh, boss. And do not blow that up in my face. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that was the grenade. I want to get a kill so I can get my cryo going. I don't know what they're doing down there, but I'll just deal with them. Yeah, but the music is on point and just feels like Borderlands. That's really important. Borderlands is also always... I think the music's been the most underrated part of the series. There's just been some fantastic music in Borderlands. And it doesn't get talked about as much as all these other things because Borderlands is such like a complex story. Not story, it's not complex stories, but like what makes Borderlands great, I think, is complex. And the music is definitely on point. So that's just still straight up. I heard someone else did the music. I should look at the credits. It used to be like Jasper Kidd, I think. And I heard it was changing, but I haven't confirmed that. But the music feels the same. So if they did change composers, I'm not noticing it. Next is loot. And as you see me shooting some things, holy crap, this loot is good. The guns still feel very much like Borderlands 3 to me, which is a good thing in general because the gunplay and the guns in Borderlands 3 were great. But it's different enough where it's not like when you went from like Borderlands 2 to the pre-sequel and it's like, hey, it's the same gun system, but we added lasers, and it was kind of boring because we knew everything. These guns do feel new and exciting to explore. So like right here, I got this Vladoff SMG, and getting Vladoff SMGs, I think this one's an SMG. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this all. Oh no, this is a Vladoff assault. No, that's the. Where is this? Wait, is this? Oh no, this is a Jacobs assault rifle. For some reason I was thinking this is Vladoff. But oh yeah, here it is. That's the one. It looks opposite on my screen. Yeah, so Vladoff SMGs, like we didn't have those in Borderlands 2. Vladoff SMGs are incredible in this. They're some of my favorite guns. It's like what Vladoff always should have been making. I've found some Tord guns I'm really liking. Like the sticky is back, but then they also have like this, and so like these underbarrel effects. This flame blast is amazing. I have this Jacobs AR where you can go single shot or crank, which, you know, we saw similar things to that before. And this is one of my favorite things I've found in the game so far. I've done this a few times in this video, if you guys are watching. But I have this Jacobs shotgun that you have a normal spread, but then you have the knife launcher. And that didn't look that cool, but this thing does damage. Like serious damage. So it's 50 times 10, but the knife launcher does 1390. So the knife launcher just wrecks enemies. And this is starting to get out levels, level 15. I'm level 19, and it's still really destroying enemies. Like it just like one shots. It was when it was on level, it was one shotting badasses. So the base guns, they feel really good. In Borderlands 3, I feel like we never used the base guns because there's so many legendaries and unique guns just dropping like candy. You never use the base weapons. And that's kind of sad because like Borderlands is the game of like billions of guns, right? But if we only use red text guns, it's like the game of like maybe hundreds of guns, not even thousands probably. And I like that variety. And so far, a lot of my old favorites are kind of back. But like Maliwan, I haven't fallen in love with any Maliwan guns yet, but they don't have the charge mechanic, which I really hated. But we did get the charge mechanic back with like Ripper and Order. So far, I've not found a lot of Order guns I like. I found a few Ripper ones that were pretty solid, but not my absolute favorite so far. So I'm not too much into the new brands, but what's the other one? The Daedalus, however you pronounce that right. I have found some of those that I really like, and they feel very doll. So for you doll fans, like you're gonna find something similar. Yeah, I haven't found too much of the licensed parts yet, and that's a little sad because I was really excited of those. But maybe those start popping up later. I'm not sure. But even without those, I'm just super into the loot, and beyond just the guns, I was hoping I could glide slam those. Yeah, besides just the guns, the shields are really interesting. The med kits are dope. I can't say how awesome the med kits are. So if I go back to my menu here, what makes the med kits really cool is just all these extra effects. So on this one, I get increased splash damage and reload speed. I got one earlier, but I out-leveled it, and the healing was just too bad. I had to move on. It was 100% cooldown for 8 seconds after you use it on your action skill, and then 50% cooldown on your ordnance. So I was just getting my action skill and ordnance back so fast with it. And then I had a Jacob's throwing knife grenade that had an extra grenade, so it had 4 charges with a quick cooldown, and I could just basically throw that nonstop while using my med kit and the grenades, and I could just grenade spam. It was crazy. And like the throwing knives also were MIRVs, and then the MIRVs bounced 3 times. So not only got that huge like knife critical hit, and then there would just be a huge AoE around it. It was one of the coolest things. And then enhancements also are awesome. The enhancements, as I'm just starting to get them, so right here, so I have the Jacob's license parts, consecutive critical hits, get stacking 5% bonus, maximum of 8. I don't really have status effects with Jacob's, and gun equip speed. So, you can get these. And what I like is, you notice this is Jacob's. And I have also got Jacob's shields. And I think I saw some Jacob's repair kits. So what's cool in this game so far is for those Allegiance players, like you can get more of the stuff and you don't have to like not use things. So yeah, that's really awesome. So these feel like cooler relics because they're just more like attuned. Where like relics in Borderlands 2 were kind of boring, but better than Borderlands 1. And then Oz kits were a little bit more interesting. There just wasn't enough of them. And then Borderlands 3, I don't know. I really wasn't into them because they were so based on like slides and slams. And these just seem more impactful and kind of, into what you're doing. But I love the fact that we've just got like all the brands with these things. So you can do a Jacob's Allegiance run and get a grenade and more than a Rough Rider shield. And actually, do like proper Allegiance runs that are way more interesting. So that is really sweet. So the loot is amazing in this game. And with loot goes farming. I'm still not totally used to using those heal kits. Sometimes I forget to do it. And then sometimes I do remember and I just like spam them for their benefits. I should have risen them here. Or did the phase lock. Not phase lock. The gravity ball, whatever. I will always call things like this phase lock. So that's how I feel about the loot, and then farming is incredible because, as I showed in the video the other day, just those Moxie respawns where you can just re-farm stuff for cash, and man, you get so much cash in this game. It's just like no big deal. I'll kind of show you here. So like the value of this gun is 1,000 to sell it. Will these enemies stop coming? And enemy density is great in the world too. But when you go to your cash, this is annoying because it's like you can't just see your cash, you have to go here, but I'm already at $500,000. Guns aren't that expensive. I mean, you're selling them for like 1,000, but I think you're buying them for like 10,000. You get so much cash in this game. It's just like not an issue. And then this is another little thing. I love that you can just take things as junk, and then when you go to the vendor, you just sell all your junk. It takes a little bit to get used to that because I keep missing it. You just automatically pick it up. But yeah, the taking as junk is great. So loot is an A+ in this game. Farming is an A+ because of you no longer have to save quit and then run back to the boss. And then if you're playing with friends, as you quit, they leave your party, and then they need to rejoin, and that was just terrible. So yeah, the farming in this game, I haven't got to end game yet, but I feel like it's going to be an A+. Skill trees, like a lot of Borderlands, so these are bigger skill trees as we saw. So you have 3 skill trees, an action skill per skill tree, and then after you get through the skill tree, it branches. So instead of just going straight down, it branches into 3 skill trees. So we're going to have the most diversity we've ever seen. And the top ones are somewhat boring, not totally boring. There is some interesting stuff in there. But I feel like when you get to this level down here, that's when it really picks up and gets super interesting. Like I just started respecking Harlow because there was this cryo stuff, but I wasn't finding many cryo guns. But once I got to this here, I can just add cryo to all my guns. Then it started making sense to go back and respecking into it here. So I feel like sometimes when you get down here, it just kind of changes things. I'm still kind of torn on the action skill per skill tree, and this might be weird for some people, but part of me prefers when like everything was based around one skill and it gave the character more personality, but doing more skills also like gives build diversity. But it's like if I like this skill tree, all the augments are typically for this. So 0 point is action skill. And there is stuff for entangled here, but I just feel like, when enemies are in stasis, this is what puts them in stasis. This is about slamming it. A lot of these are specifically for this action skill. So it's like, if you really like this skill tree, it might not interact with the other skills as much. And that I'm kind of torn on, because if you just had one skill tree, all the skill trees work with it, or one action skill, all the skill trees worked with it. And like my example of that was like Jack in the pre-sequel. A lot of people say the pre-sequel, the best skill trees. If you go and look at skill trees and just kind of count how many skills interact with the action skill, I think Jack was at like 80%. And that's why Jack was so awesome. Where in a lot of these other ones, you have far less. Like the augments and stuff do make it more interesting. And I like those additions, but I'm just torn on the action skill per skill tree. I'm a little mixed on that. So I would see these are still like A level for the skill trees, even though I'm like mixed on that. There's just so many skills. And although I'm not an endgame, I've seen what like Jolts and Moxie and K6 and all these guys, I've seen some of the videos of what they've done, and you can get crazy builds. And our cap's level 50. I'm assuming it's going to go up because it goes up in all games. And just as I was playing around with these skill trees, I was often like, oh, I can find a cool build I want to do in here, but like I would want a few more skills in another tree. And at level 50, you can't put too much into another tree. So you're mainly focused in on your one tree. You can go in the other ones a little, of course, but I'm excited just to be able to kind of do 2 trees a little bit more when it goes up to like 60 or 70, whatever their cap is. It's going to happen. So, and what's cool about the size of the skill trees when they raise the cap, we're still going to have much more build diversity. Where like a lot of these characters, like Zero, essentially had 3 builds. You know, you had a melee build, a sniping build, and a gun build. And like Maya kind of had like 2 or 3 builds. And a lot of the characters, because there's so many skill points, it's just like build diversity did fall off. Because you could just get everything. You didn't have to make choices. Which is one way fun and one way less fun. So that's a mixed bag. But yeah, pretty excited about these skill trees. Can't lie. Next thing you see me do some of this is the movement is great. You know, the double jump, the glide, even the dodging. It's just so much. There's just so many different ways you can move in this game. It's really, really fantastic. And I even feel like some things like the slide feels like you slide more than in BL3. And that double jump, I can't tell you how nice that double jump is. At first, the sliding or the gliding, for some reason, something felt clunky about it to me. And I kept like overdoing it, but like now it's fine. I've just gotten used to it. I adapt. But a lot of times when new games have new things, it just takes that. And I missed that glide, but I could still just mantle up there. It's all just really, really good, really fantastic. And yeah, I don't know. I just I can't get over how good it is. So yeah, the movement is the best it's ever been in Borderlands by a mile. And my aim there was not the best it's ever been by a mile. This thing's got some recoil on it. Let's try the full auto, or they just fell down. Yeah, they just fell down. Movement. So the UI. This is the area where a lot of people have been complaining, and rightfully so. It's not fantastic. There are some things I really like. There are some things that I majorly do not like. The compass, people said they started to get used to it. I started recognizing things. But I still don't love the compass. And the radar just is vastly superior. And if you don't turn on the radar, you're going to have a rough time. At least in my opinion. But besides just that, besides the compass on like the main game, like what you're looking at now, I like. That's one of the better things about it. Some people don't like the way the weapons are laid out because it seems very like controller-esque, and I can see that. But I don't know. I like the not having the experience all the way around across the bottom. Your action skill and grenade are really just, I don't know, there's something I really like about the art of those. And they're front and center, so I see those more. When they're off to the right, I didn't see them as much. The med kit thing, sometimes I'm not sure where I'm at on that, and I have to check that. But I don't know, it doesn't feel too cluttered to me. This feels cleaner to me. I like the text, and I'm a fan of this. I like seeing multiple quests on there. That is one of the nicer parts. What was that guy derping around for? It is nice to see multiple quests on there, and then they all show up on the compass. That's a lot better. But when you get into this area, the mission log, whatever. I barely interact with this. You do have the replays here. That's nice, and contracts. Sometimes I just wish everything was on the mission. I miss my contracts. So this is like fine, but it's never, I don't know, it's least of the problems. The map kind of sucks. I wish we had a list on the left or the right of just your fast travel points, because it's hard just to find a fast travel. And this map also is very clunky with controllers. Like when I go to my mouse, it's much more intuitive to move around the map. It's much smoother. It's terrible on a controller. But even here, like, this is the main hub I'm at right now. And like just trying to like find the fast travel there, like these are bouncing around because there's so many icons. And like you have to like get to the fast travel, and sometimes as I'm doing it, it bumps off. It's just not clean. So yeah, it's way better on a mouse, but on controller, you know, for everyone on consoles or the peasants like me that use a controller on their PC, this map isn't the best, and it's just clunky to use, and yeah, not into the map. I kind of hate this. And I just want, I mean, you can get there is some nice effects of this, you know, being able to put up all your things, being able to see everything. But I just want a list of fast travels because I want to be able to fast travel around the world easier, and they make it really hard. And that's a bitch. This screen, a lot of people complain about this, and rightfully so. It's not very good. You know, this is a huge waste of space. This could have been a tab. This guy, when you get your rewards, this didn't need to be on this screen. And then the backpack being a separate screen, this backpack screen is bad too. So, you know, the equipment, it's wasted with him. You could just put your whole backpack on the side like it used to be. You know, it makes switching weapons kind of weird. Things, you know, sit over things. Like right here, I want to compare, but like, you don't even see. Now it popped up, but it wasn't popped up before. So one nice thing, I do like the compare feature on this. You can just go to all your different stuff and it just pops up before you like individually select. So there is some good things about this. I do kind of actually, I've really gotten into the weapon cards. I like that DPS is on there. That's new. Before I wasn't really into those when I first saw them. Because your damage just didn't seem like the most important thing, but maybe they've reworked them a little bit since then. But I kind of like these, but it's just, yeah, it's a lot of waste of space. This guy should have been a tab. Backpack should have been a part of here. I don't know why ecologs are a tab here, but it's nice that the ecologs are there. I mean, I think those should be under mission, not equipment, but I guess they're physical media that you play. This part is dumb. I don't see my money anywhere unless you go and hover on here. That's super annoying. And then same thing with the ammo. Like, just show us these. You don't need to hide them. That's really, really dumb too. Like, you could have just had that up here with like your slots or something. I don't know. It's not great. And then the backpack part. What I really hate about this is like you get all of these like new icons. So you can see here above this torch. Oh, I just got rid of it. But like here, you have this icon. So this means it's equipped. This means it's new. But like, this is so little and unnoticeable. It kind of gets lost when you're trying to manage this. And if I'm just looking at my backpack, I don't want to see what I have equipped. I want to see what I don't have equipped. So like seeing those in there kind of makes it messy. I don't know. Maybe I need to sort by type and that would make it cleaner. I know there's like filters and stuff that didn't used to be on there, but I don't want to mess with filters. Like our backpack isn't big enough to need filters. But yeah, my backpack shouldn't be what I have equipped because that's pulled out of your backpack and it's on you. I really kind of hate that. The filtering part is nice. So if I have a controller, I can hit X and go through here. So you can mark it as favorite, drunk. The bank is great because you can mark it as bank and then just send it to your bank without going to your bank. That's brilliant. So there is some nice functionality here, but it's just not well laid out. The skill trees, again, this is really clunky with a controller. So often I just like move to my mouse or just use my D-pad to navigate it. It's fine, I guess. But it's just, I don't know, something's lacking about it. Adding the SDUs here is awesome. But I don't know if that's not really UI, that's more functionality. So being able to just spend my SDUs whenever is awesome. Same thing with customization. Just having your customization here is really great. Again, the controller, it's weird because like Borderlands, you feel like it's built for controllers more. But the UI just doesn't work well with controllers. Unless I guess you're using the D-pad. It's just so much better with a mouse. But I love having all these customizations here. So if I want to change something, I can. Same thing with the vehicles. And the vehicles are really nice. Weapon skins are just kind of dumb. I don't know. But yeah, the UI, I don't know, maybe a C. Maybe less than a C. Maybe it needs a D. Because the UI just is not... It's not good, and it just seems like they move backwards there. So, not everything is a win, and that's okay. But hopefully they... I don't know. It just doesn't seem like UI fixes happen with patches. It's like that's how the game looks, and it would confuse people to change the UI. So, not feeling that part of the game so much. And there's a few areas that hurts me more than most. Like the gun screen is what everyone complained about, but I honestly don't feel as many problems with that. Mine's more like the map and how I interact with some of those things. Those are the things that bug me, or just not being able to see how much money I have. And I guess it's to the point where like money doesn't matter already. But like in the early game, you're just like, oh, can I buy this? Do I have enough money? And you just never know how much money you have, which is weird. Performance? I've had no performance issues. I mean, I just rebuilt my PC. I've got some decent stuff in there, but I didn't go like all out building like the super computer because I'm just not gaming as much. So I wanted to be a little conservative. And I've had zero issues, but maybe I've just lucked out. I know a lot of people have. Oh, caught a fish. Or a can. But yeah, I've had no performance issues. But I will say with a caveat, I don't know if this is actual a performance issue or not. I have had some co-op issues. So with this character I'm just running around with right now, this is a co-op character I've been playing with my friend Katie Waffles. And we've both experienced hit detection going bad during co-op on both sides, with either one of us hosting. And we're not sure if that's just our internet, or if it's a kind of a game performance issue. So I don't remember those as bad as other games playing with her, and my internet's better than it used to be. So I don't know, that there might be some performance issues with the code there. Because, yeah, there are times where I'm just, like, shooting a guy point blank with a shotgun and I'm registering no hits, or maybe, like, one out of 20 bullets hitting, when you should be landing, like, 15 to 18 out of the 20 at that point. So that's the only performance stuff I've seen, and I'm just not sure if it's optimization or if it is... That was weird. I thought like I was going to pull down the wall and you come out. Either optimization or potentially, just our own internet issues. And then the last part I thought I wanted to cover is, does this feel like Borderlands? Because it's a new game. It's not on Pandora. Oh, that's what it was, to get the red chest. I'm going to go up there and get that. It's not on Pandora anymore. It's not Handsome Jack. It's a new villain. It's new bunch of stuff. Thought I could... Oh. That was sloppy. But is this Borderlands, and does it feel like Borderlands? And the answer is 100% yes. Holy... Oh, look like there's two of them in there. Oh, nothing cool. It absolutely feels like Borderlands in all the best ways. You still, like, right away are running into, like, lockers to loot and, like, toilets and trash cans and just, like, the odd, weird side quest humor. There's one about, like, breeding threshers, which was, like, perfect and just so Borderlands and just so weird, so off-kilter. The guns are still wacky and crazy. The loot's there. It all feels very familiar, but feels new. And that's kind of what we need. The art style is very much Borderlands 3. I just think things, kind of like all the games, like the art styles always look the same to me. It's just, the environments change, but not the art style. So like you might go from like a desert to like a scientific Maliwan base. But the art style and building those two things are the same. It's just a different environment. And that's what it feels like to me. We're just, it's Borderlands just in a new environment. And the new environment's exciting because it's new. And it's, we've been on Pandora for a lot of games. And it's nice to leave Pandora and just find new things. But, like, yeah, it's just like the weird, wacky, crazy side quests are there. The weird, quirky characters are there. The skill trees and all the gear making combat more interesting than some of the tired FPSs. Or your realistic, not realistic, but, you're more like Call of Duty, Battlefield, type games. And that's, all very much Borderlands. Just, running around and finding these little camps of guys to kill. This is all extremely familiar, and it feels like we're in the right place. The music cues and vibes feel right. Everything just feels very Borderlands. And I've heard some people with, like, predispositions, just like, they've seen a little bit of like, oh, this feels like it's going back to like Borderlands 1. I'm like, no, this is not moving backwards, going back to Borderlands 1. This is very much like an expansion on Borderlands 4 or on Borderlands 3. And I've heard other people saying, oh, this game's going to suck. It's too much like Borderlands 3. But like that is what the franchise is. So I don't really understand that. And like I love Borderlands 1 at the time, but that's a very aged game right now. It's tough to go back and play it. So yeah. Anyways, I just feel like this is very much, it feels like the right progression for Borderlands. It's not perfect. I don't love everything, but I love a lot of it. And just like those singularities, I don't love how they spin around and you like can't shoot the people in the singularity. But it does distract them for a while. Yeah. I mean, it's just chaotic. The badasses are actual badasses. And the enemies are fun, and the combat's fun, and the guns are weird and diverse and unique, and like everyone can like find their type of gun that they want to use, which is also like what Borderlands should be. Yeah, this game, I mean, it's Borderlands 4, it should be, but yeah, it's so good. And I'm just 20 hours in, or not 20 hours. I'm just at level 20, and let's show you the damage. Look at that. Just like a health bar and a half on that single knife. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, this thing definitely feels like the next Borderlands. It feels like it's going in the right direction. A few steps back. And there's a few things I wish we got added to it that we didn't have. I hate the fact that we didn't have camera mode, because camera mode was so cool. The FOV sliders on console seemed like a step back, but they're saying they're going to fix that. So it's not perfect. There are things. It's hard to put like the rating on a game right now, but if I just go through like what I showed you guys, the world's an A+. The story is too soon to rate. The music's an A. The loot's an A+. The farming's an A+. The skill trees are an A. The movement's an A. The UI is probably a D. I've had no performance issues, but I know they exist. I hear they're putting out some patches, so I think that's a little bit early to tell, because a lot of these games on launch have not had the greatest performance. So that might be a thing. And if it's fixed and it goes away and it just had bad performance for like a week, you know, some people don't come back. Most people will. A lot of DLCs are coming back. And does it feel like Borderlands? A+. This thing, as soon as I was in the game, I'm like, I'm back in Borderlands, baby. And this feels good. So overall, when I go through those, most of those were A's. There's only a few of those that were low. Like I said, the UI, most of the UI doesn't hinder my enjoyment of the game. The only one that really kills my enjoyment of the game is trying to navigate the maps. And even there's, you know, some good added functionality, but it's just not great. So overall, I mean, I think the game with all those is probably like a A-, B+, maybe even they average out to an A. And after a few patches, it will be A+ game. I haven't got to endgame. I've heard there's not a lot to do at endgame. But to me, this world is just so big and there's so much to explore. I'm not really worried about that. And the farming seems so great. Yeah, the DLCs will start rolling in and endgame will start expanding. And that doesn't seem like too big of an issue to me. But I'm also not playing this job 80 hours a week like some people. And that's just a problem in general when most people can't afford to play games like that. So the people that do, you know, they burn through all the content way faster than the general public can. So it's like, should we be scoring games on that? Should games be like that right away? I don't know. That's kind of a complicated thing because, like, you do want games to launch ready to go, fully loaded, but yeah, for a lot of other people, like, that in-game stuff can get time because it's going to take a while to get there. Ooh, that looks pretty nice. Anyways, that's it. That's my take on the game and how I feel about it. So let me know what you guys think so far. I'll talk to you later. Bye.